in the spatial relationship for all the parts, including the height, the length, and the location, and also including the slope of each roof panel and the correct spatial relationship between each one of them. So that's what we will do in the 3D roof project. And as for the operating principle, so in order to do that, we need to understand the principle for the 3D roof first. And also we need to understand the roof structure of, in order to understand the principle. So let's take a look. The roof structure is defined by ridge and hip, which is essential to understand first. What is ridge and what is hip? Ridge is the line that determines the height and slope of each roof panel. Okay, as you can see, the ridge is this line that is in the middle of this roof, the building footprint, and it looks like this is the highest line of this roof. So for the ridge, we need to find the correct location of the ridge first. So the location, as I have said before, is in the middle of this building footprint. Second, we need to draw the correct length of the ridge. So the length of the ridge looks like it's a half of this side of the building. Okay, so we need to draw the length, and you can refer to the picture and draw it on the picture. Lastly, is we need to define the correct height of the ridge, and I will introduce you to how to do that in the software. Next is a hip. So the hip is a line that connects between the ridge and the building footprint. Okay, so as you can see, at this side of the ridge, it's this point, there are two lines connect the ridge to the building footprint, and these two lines are called hip. And at the back of this building, there are also two lines that connect between the ridge and the building footprint. So this is another two hips. So there are 4 hips in total for this building. So the correct drawing of the footprint, including every detail, okay, the footprint, ridge, hip, which will include their location, length, and height, okay, is the expected result of the 3D roof structure. Okay, so this is about the operating principle. For the roof structure, there are multiple parts, there are multiple terms that we need to understand definition, and we're going to apply this definition to the project. So the 3D roof workflow is the key to success in the 3D roof project. So no matter how complicated the roof is, as long as you can follow the workflow that I'm going to discuss, and also I'm going to show you guys more examples that how I apply the workflow in the actual project, and you will find out it's actually pretty simple and straightforward. So this is the key to success in the 3D roof project. First is we need to draw the footprint. Draw the footprint for the building. So the drawing of the footprint in the 3D roof project require us to capture all details. Okay, so this is probably the most detailed required for building, than the building repair. It's more details required than the building repair, because if you missed a detail on the footprint, then you probably couldn't finish the roof structure correctly. And also, you need to draw the border region if necessary. So including for the residential building, if there are parts of different height in the residential building, then we need to draw the border region as well. So this is the first step. Second step is we need to find the top, or let's call the highest ridge, okay, and then we need to draw it. So when we draw the top and highest ridge, which include their location, the length, and height, okay, there are three elements of the ridge, as I have said before. So to draw the top highest ridge, including you need to find the correct location, the correct length, and the correct height for the ridge. And then you need to divide the footprint for the top and highest ridge. So each ridge will represent for one part of the footprint of the building. So for example, for this ridge, right? This is a ridge of this building. I'm going to use the red. So this is a roof ridge. This is one roof ridge. And what I mean, divide the footprint for the top and highest ridge is this roof ridge will have a part of on this building footprint, which is this one. Okay, so this is what I mean. You need to divide it. You need to divide the part of the building footprint for the ridge. Okay, so which means each ridge will have a corresponding building footprint part, and you need to divide the part of the building footprint for the top or the highest ridge on this step. Okay, so that's the divide part. Then it's pretty simple. We just need to connect the top and the highest ridge to the corresponding building footprint part by, just like this. Okay, it's quite simple. And number 5 is to draw the ridge for the following neighbor's roof structure. So as I have showed you guys, when I draw the ridge for this one, I divide the building like this, right? And I just need to connect. This is the ridge connect to the corresponding building footprint part. And then what I mean to draw the ridge for the following neighbor's roof structure is I am going to draw this roof ridge for this following building part. Like this is a following building neighbor building part, and this is a ridge for the building following part. And lastly, it's pretty simple. So we just need to connect the neighbor ridge and the corresponding footprint part, which is this one, this one, this one, and this one. So that's all for this multiple gable building footprint. Multiple gable 3D roof structure. So if there are more structure on this roof, we just need to repeat the step 5 and 6, neighbor by neighbor. Okay, so I will show you guys the examples of how to do that in the actual work, in the actual project. Okay, so next one, let's move to the software setup. First, you need to make a copy of the Ginger software folder. As what I'm doing here, I have a Ginger, and I have a Ginger roof for the copy of the software. Then we need to download from this link. Okay, so for this link, you will have this new lab zip, sgcore DLL, sgcore 64 DLL, and this zip file, which is the exe file for the software. So just download this file and unzip to the copy of the Ginger software folder. Then you can log in. Okay, so Ginger roof, and then I can just log in from there. So after you log in, If the software gives you this message, actually called trial version. So just click on OK to continue. Okay, so you can ignore this message. And lastly, I want to remind you guys that don't maximize the software window. Okay, like what I'm doing here. I do not maximize it. I will just enlarge it, to a comfortable scale instead of make it the maximum size. Okay, so this is how you can set up the software. So after you set up the software, I will have a tools introduction for you. And there are, besides the drawing, repair, and matching tools in regular building repair or the 3D matching project, there are a few new tools in 3D roof project that need to be introduced. So first one is a assist line. So unlike in the repair project that we can only draw a polygon, we can only draw a rectangle, but in the 3D roof project, by entering the assist line mode, that you can draw a line, you can actually draw a line on the on the image, on the picture. And the second one is delete all assist line. Number 3 is a flip view. What it means, the flip view is in the 3D roof project, the left image and the right image, they can be switched, which means the 5 images there are like 4 images on the right and 1 image on the left. The 5 images, they can be treated as left image or right image. So this is not like 3D matching project, which means like this is a flip view bottom, and you can flip the right view to the left view, and then you can continue the drawing on the left view if the one of the image has a better angle to draw. For example, like this one, I switch to this angle and I feel like, oh, this may be better. Okay, so then I will need to flip this to the left, and then I can continue the drawing on the left image panel. So number 4 is the enter 3D mode. So how to enter the 3D mode? I will show you guys. Like this is this is a task that we see. This is like in a 2D dimension, right? Then I can hold the skull bottom, the middle bottom on my mouse. Okay, as you can see, the hand goes to like this, goes to grab something, looks like grab something. Then move your mouse on the building that you want to check on the 3D mode. Hold the bottom in the middle of your mouse, and then you can enter the 3D mode. And you can also move it by holding the button in the middle of your mouse. Just move like this, so you can check the details of each part of the building. And if you want to check in the color mode, then you can press the button on the left of your number 1 button on your keyboard. Okay, so this one. So the same button as you want to check the mask. Okay, so with this you can check if there's they are not snapped well, like this one, that you can check easily. So how to exit it is to press this, reset, okay, and then press it and click on the building, on the target building. Then that's how you can return to the normal view. So enter 3D mode, reset to exit 3D mode, and there's reset main views, which means if you move too far from the target building, you can press here, reset main views. All the images, they will, including the left and the right image, they will back to the normal view. Okay, they will back to the default view at the beginning when you download the task. And the number 7 is a face speed. Number 8 is a polygon adjustment mode. I will have video to demonstrate these two tools and how we need to use that and how we use that. Lastly is about the case study. So each of the case that I'm having here, I also have the video for it in this folder. Okay, so that's the basic introduction about the 3D roof project. Now let's take some. Let's look at some tasks and work on some tasks together, shall we? So before we start, do you guys have any questions about the rules and the introduction about the 3D roof project? Any questions? Yeah, I think we'll be limited to just residential house or buildings only, but I think there will be a few commercial buildings. But actually, for commercial buildings, they are basically, I think most of them are flat roofs. Okay, they are flat roofs. So it's actually, there's nothing else need to do for the flat roof. You can just, check the building's quality and then just submit. What if my mouse has no button in the middle? To be honest, I don't know about that. If possible, can you change another mouse, and I will also look for the solution for the mouse without a button in the middle. Yeah, it's a scroll button. Yeah, it's a scroll button. Okay, let me see. Try study control. Let's see. Yeah, that's right. That's right. You can hold the control. You're right. You can hold the control to move it. But to be honest, this function is not moving smoothly for me. Okay, so you can try that. Yes, the link for the software add-on is in the document. In the software setup section, and you can check, number 2, download this link. It's in the the link is embedded in the words. Any other questions, guys? If not, then I'm going to start the actual work project. Okay? Okay, so let me find a good example to begin our first session. So let's take a look at this building. Okay, this is the simplest building that we can this is like the basic building that we are going to do in the 3D project. So this building is called a gable building. As you can see, it only has one roof ridge, right, and 4 hip. It's actually very simple. And let's follow the workflow and to finish that. Okay, so I'm going to copy the workflow and paste it to our chat box. So you can look at the chat box and look at what I'm doing. So it will be more easy to understand. So first, right, as we have said, draw the building footprint. So make sure that this, so when you draw the building, guys, you have to make sure the points are snapped, the points are on the same line, and this will be the basic, spatial relation for the roof. Okay, you need to have a correct foundation for the roof. So after you draw it, you need to drag the sidewall. Okay, just do what you do in the 3D repair in the repair project. Then after you draw the building on the left, then you need to match it on right view. Okay, as you can see, let's match it. So what is the use of match this building on right is quite interesting. So the left image, the left panel is for you to draw the location, draw the shape, draw of the building. And on the right image, it's for you to adjust the height for the building. So including the assist line, including everything, you will need to draw the you will need to adjust the height to match it on the right to give it a correct height information. Okay, so let's draw. So after we have done the footprint, then let's take a look of the second step is to draw the top and highest ridge. Okay, so since there's only one ridge, then we can just just focus on this ridge. So for this ridge, as I have said, we need to draw the location and the length, right? So the location and the length, we need to focus it on left image. So for this one, I need to when we draw a line, guys, so the ridge is just a line, right? So when we draw a line, do you remember the assist line? So we need to enable the assist line mode, which is this one, and the shortcut key is number 9. All right, this one, assist mode. So you can just press number 9 to enable it. Then find the correct location of this roof ridge, and this is start from here. And for this roof ridge, guys, you need to understand it has a spatial relationship with the building footprint. For example, on this side, it needs to be parallel. Okay, this roof ridge is parallel with this side of the building, and this roof ridge is perpendicular to this side of the building. So we need to understand the spatial relationship first. So how can we draw a parallel line with this side of the building? So after we click on the first point, we can hold our mouse on the side of this building until the side of the building turns to blue. And then let's move back to here. As you can see, we are having a blue dash line to assist us to draw the parallel line. So, and then we can click on where it's supposed to be end. So we now have the correct location and the length for the roof ridge. But now, as you can see, this one has no height information. It's just on the same height with this building footprint. It's not what we want, right? So then we need to match this on the software, on the right image, right? So we can just move around, just move to match. And then let's go to the 3D mode to check again. So now this green assist line, and so we are doing that we just draw, is actually higher than the footprint. It's above this one, right? So at this moment we have the correct shape, the length, and height information for the roof ridge. So this roof ridge has been done correctly. Okay, now after we have this assist line as a roof ridge, then what's the next step? Is to divide the footprint for the top and highest ridge. But since this is only one roof ridge, so we can just assume this is the building footprint part for this roof ridge. Okay, then just connect, right? Based on the workflow, we just need to connect the roof ridge to the corresponding footprint part. So it's very simple. Just press S, the straight line, to connect the footprint with the roof ridge. like this. Okay, as you can see, it matched perfectly on the red image because the roof ridge, has crack height information. So all the roof panel, each panel that we are drawing at this moment, will be matched perfectly. And so we're down here. So we can go to the 3D mode to check this building. It looks very good, right? It has all the correct angle, the length, the slope, and the correct location. And we can also turn on the mask mode to check, if there's any gap between each of the roof panel. Okay, so sometimes if you did a snap on the point, it will have a gap, and you can turn on the mask to check if there's a gap. If there's a gap, then you need to fix it. Okay. Okay, so let's also check more images on the red view. Sometimes it will jump around, and sometimes the image won't cover the targeted building. So just find 1 or 2 images that has this good, good matchness. Then it should be fine. So for example, this one. So this one, it didn't match perfectly, right? But for this one here, yeah, it seems like there's a little bit error. But for this one that we're doing at the first image, it matched perfectly. Then it is okay, because the previous 2 images has a very different angle than this left image. But we just need to find 1 or 2 right image that can be matched, that has a more similar angle than with this left image, and that is okay. Okay, so lastly, guys, so after we have checked each panel, then lastly, don't forget we need to select them all and press 4 to group, and then you can submit. So this is the basic roof structure, which is a single gable, and I also have the training document for such building. Okay, so next let's take a look of a little bit more complicated example, right? For like there are 2 roof structure combined together. Let me find one example. Okay, this one is a good example. So if I want to draw on here, right? But this one is actually better than this one. What I'm going to do, I'm going to press this flip view. So I can flip this building to left, this image to left. So I have a better angle to examine the building better. Okay, for this building, as you can see, it actually has 2 structures, right? One is here and one is here. Don't worry, it's actually really simple if you can follow my workflow. How to take off? Yes, good question. So if you want to take off this green line, right? If you want to take off this green line, just press this, delete all assist line, it will disappear. You can also, select this green line. For example, I'm drawing a green line here. You can also select this green line and press B, just delete it. Okay, if you want, just delete 1 or 2 green lines. And how to rotate the image? How to rotate the image? You can just, as I have said, hold the middle of your mouse and move it around. You can rotate the image. Okay, the middle of your mouse, which is the scroll button, and also you can hold the control and press the left bottom of your mouse to move it. Guys, if you are drawing on my screen, then I will kick you out. I can know who's drawing on my screen. Okay, this is the last warning.
Guys, pakiayos guys sa training to. Automatic delete yung ID ng nagdo-drawing dyan.
Okay, I'll back to the training here. Okay, so for this one, this is actually two roof panel, right? Two roof structures combined into one building. And how can we do that? So I'm going to give you guys instruction. So for this one, the first thing I need to do, what should I do? The first thing, what should I do? To draw the building footprint precisely. Okay. So you will find this arrow, then just redraw it because some of the angle, some of the part may be blocked by tree. It may look very good. So make sure you are drawing on the footprint, and when you close it, you have to make sure the start point and the end point, they are on the same line, like this. So now this is the drawing for it. I will drag the wall for this one. Then after you draw the building, you need to match it on the footprint, on the right image, right? So as you can see, it's now matched very well, right? All the part has been matched, all the line has been matched. Then the step 2, guys, remember step 2, we need to draw the top and highest ridge. So we can find the top and highest ridge very easily on this one, because obviously this roof ridge is shorter than this one, right? So let's focus on drawing for this roof ridge. Press 9 to enter the assistant mode. Start from there and just draw a parallel line to the side of the building like this, and draw the correct length for it. Okay, and press space to end the drawing. Then after you draw the ridge on the left, then you need to match this ridge on right, unless you will not draw the roof correct. You will not draw any roof correct if you didn't match the building and the ridge on right, because we need a correct height information for it. So now, as we can examine easily, so this angle is not very good, but we can check on this angle. So now, as you can see, the roof ridge is above the building, right? So that's, oh shoot, I pressed the wrong button.
Oh shoot.
Hold on. So let's move this. Okay, so now just press this to reset back to the normal view.
Oh shoot.
So now I have the ridge, I have the footprint. What should I do? Guys, what should I do? I should divide the building, right? I should divide the footprint for the top and highest ridge. I should divide the corresponding footprint for the top and highest ridge. So how can I divide that? How can I do that? So guys, just do a very basic and very easy analysis for the building footprint. As you can see, there are two on the footprint. There are two structures. Okay, so the first one is the one in the middle, the big rectangle. The second one is the one that you can see. There's a small add-on, a small, part. A small part has been added to this main part. So now we are very clear with the footprint structure now. What we should do, just draw a system line like this to cut this building into two parts, to cut this footprint into two parts. And we can see this is the major part, which is the corresponding footprint for the top and highest roof ridge. So what I should do, just connect the ridge to the footprint. Okay, don't forget this side of the building.
What?
And make sure all the points, they are snapped on the on where it's supposed to be snapped. At this side, also don't forget. So just click on the point. So now I have done for this roof ridge. As you can see, it looks very good, right? It looks pretty good, and also can examine from this angle. Is it? So this is done by determining the height, determining the location, the length, and the height of the roof ridge, and divide the building footprint correctly. Okay, so what's next
I don't know.
is to following the workflow, we need to draw the ridge for the following neighbor's roof structure. The following neighbor is this one, right? And the ridge is shown on the picture. Is this is the ridge. So we need to draw the ridge for the following neighbor. So how can we do that? So guys, we need to understand the spatial relationship between this ridge and this roof panel. This ridge is actually coming out of this roof panel. It's inserted in this roof panel. So we need to hold our mouse on this panel until this panel turns to yellow, which means the software, the line that we are going to draw,
It's
will
yellow.
come out of this roof panel. Okay, will come out of this side of this roof. Then you can just simply draw a six line. Draw this line because it's parallel to this side of the building, right? It's very, I think it's very easy to understand. Just follow this blue dash line to give it and stop, and we're supposed to stop, to draw the length correctly. And then we don't need to assist line, right? Because we have the height information of this ridge because it's coming out of this slope, and it's correct. It will have the correct height, and then just connect to this corresponding footprint part, which is here. And same thing for this part. We need to connect to the corresponding footprint part. So that's all. That's all for this building. You will find this is actually, like this, right? It's very simple, looks very beautiful. And this will, each of the roof structure, they have the correct height and they have the correct relative spatial relationship. Let's check out more red view let's see if we can check out more red view to examine the quality and meshness of this building. I think most of them doesn't cover this one. Okay, yeah, it doesn't cover. We only have one red image that covers this building, but we can also examine here, right? It matched pretty well, and this is this is the as you can see, these two roof structure, they have the correct building relation. Okay, so lastly, don't forget, we need to select all of them and press 4 to group, and then we can submit this task. So it's for now, guys, do you have any questions? Yeah, it's okay to submit it without deleting the assist line. But if you need to draw too many assist line, and this assist line is affecting your work, so you need to delete it. Okay. Okay, sure. There will be topology errors. There will be topology errors. There will be topology errors if you didn't work properly. Okay, sure. More examples. Let me see. I'm not sure, but when the project comes, you may need to think. Okay? So one more example. Let me see. So guys, do you want this one, this building, or this building? building 1 or building 2? Guys, you can vote for which one you want to see. Building 1 or building 2? This is building 2, and this is building 1. Okay, I think everyone wants to see the building 2. So, okay, let's take a look at the building 2. It's pretty, yeah, it's pretty, and I also, actually, I include this building 2 in my training document as a complicated building. So I will talk about this in this training session as well. Okay, so I will, after this one, I'm probably going to do this one as well. So guys, we can have a better understanding of this this project. So let's do this one first. Actually, let's do this one first because I have included in this one in the training video, and this one I think is also a good example. Okay, so guys, always remember, follow the workflow. All right. The first step is to draw the building footprint. Okay, so same thing as what we are doing in the building repair project. But for this one, we have required, you need to draw it 100% correctly. Especially, when I draw this side of the building, I will even move my mouse to here to make it align. So they are on the same line. Okay, so they are on the same line. This, and I will also move my mouse to here, make sure they are on the same line. So the correct relationship between each side of the building, each point even, is a key to draw the building, the 3D roof correctly. So after you have done this, you acceptable, and then you can match it on right image. So this one is matched, but for some of the angle, it may not match. Okay, as I have said, for some angles, it may not be able to match. Let me check. Oh, this one doesn't cover. This one doesn't cover either. I think we only have one right view to cover. Okay, this one covers, as you see, yeah, it matched very well, right? It matched very well. And then let's back to this one because this one has last blocked by the tree. So after we done this, let's take a look. So what's the workflow we need to do, guys? Please remind me what's the workflow I need to do. I'm going to check your comment here. Yes, great. Draw ridge. Which ridge should I draw, guys? Which ridge should I draw? Yes, find the highest ridge first. Very good. And as you can see, yes, great, very good. Yes, no need to do the chimney. Okay, guys, no need to do the chimney. Yes, very good. You guys have remembered the workflow. So we need to draw the highest ridge first. Where is the highest ridge? It's this one, right? The one in the middle. So now, yes, I'm going to go to the assist mode, press 9, and follow the left image to draw the correct length of this ridge, and also we need to make sure they are parallel to the side of the building. So we are making sure the ridge is on the correct location. Okay, the length we are drawing now is the the length I'm saying, follow on the left image. The parallel that I'm doing is something that is make sure that it's on the correct location. Yes, press 9 to go to the system mode so you can draw a line. So after we have the length and location, then we need to match it on the right image to give it a correct height, right? To give it a correct height. So the height may not look very good, which means I draw this a little bit too long. So we may not draw the ridge perfectly at one time. So we need to, after we match it on the right image, we can see and maybe draw this a little bit too long. Then I need to move this one. You can move this one like this, right? It's very good. It's very easy to move because it's going to move on the same line. So now, as you can see, it matched better, right? because of the image, it isn't so in one view you cannot draw the image. You probably couldn't draw the lens perfectly. So now it's matched very well. Then what's next, guys? What's next for the what's the next step I should do after I have drawn the highest ridge? Yes, divide the footprint, right? Divide the footprint for the top and highest ridge, right? Divide the footprint for the top and highest ridge. Then how can I divide it? Guys, how can I divide? Do you have any idea where is the part of the building footprint for the top and highest ridge? Where is the part of the footprint that is corresponding to the ridge? The parallel part of the main roof. Okay, so I think you guys could understand it. So I'm going to just do it. Okay. The reason why I draw it, when I draw the footprint, I make sure they are parallel, they are on the same line, is because when I divide the footprint, I can divide it correctly. Okay, so the one in the middle is the corresponding footprint part for the top and highest ridge. So when I divide it, I will go to the system mode, and I will make sure they are parallel to this corresponding side, and it will snap to this side of the building. Then now I have just press 9 again. The green line is the result of the 9. Okay, the green line is the result of the press 9 of system mode. So the one in the middle, that this divided part is the top ridge. Is the corresponding footprint part for the ridge. Okay. So now, after we have divided the footprint for the top and highest ridge, what should I do? I should just connect it to it, right? As you can see, this side of this line has matched, and this line is because they are on the same surface, so the line may not be shown very good. And on the right, as you can see, it also matched. And for this side, same thing, right? Just connect them, and it also matched very well. For this side, same thing, just connect them, right? It matched on the right image as well. Lastly, this panel as well, so it's matched. Yes, do parallel line to produce rectangle and connect all points. Yes, that's basically correct. Okay, next, so I'm going to do it. What's next is I'm going to find the neighbor, right? The neighbor ridge. So they have 4 neighbors. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 neighbors. We can just start from here to go one by one. Okay. So for the neighbor ridge, as you can see, this ridge is actually connected to this hip, right? Can you guys understand? This ridge is on this hip, on this line, and the previous one we did is this one. Yes. So previous one that we did, this ridge is connected to the roof panel, and this one, the ridge is connected to the hip. It's connected to this side of the building. So we should move our mouse on this line. As you can see, the line turns to blue, which means the point is on this line. So the line that I'm drawing now will come out of this line. Okay, they will have the same height. They will have this height information. So now I'm drawing this ridge, right? So the ridge should be parallel to the side of this building, right? This building is, this line is blue now, so I can draw the parallel line. As you can see, the software will give you the message. Draw the correct, length, and the parallel will give you this ridge a correct location. But because, the height information or we already have on this side of the hip, right? On this side of the hip, because this line is coming out of this hip. So I don't need to draw this line and adjust it on the right image. I can just connect to the corresponding footprint part, which is this smaller one, directly. Right? As you can see, it matched. And again, connect this part as well. And this one as well. So let's enter the color mode. Let's enable the mask and go to 3D mode to check again. As you can see, this roof ridge is on this hip, right? And because when we draw the roof ridge out of this hip, it will give us the height information of this roof structure. Okay, so same thing, let's apply the same step for this one as well. This one, the hip is on the ridge. Oh, sorry, the ridge is on this hip as well, right? So we can hold our mouse on the hip, on this hip until it turns to blue, and then we can draw a parallel line with this side of the building and give it the correct length. Then connect to the corresponding footprint, which is here. And also, same thing for this one. Right? It also matched very well. And also this one. So same thing. Let's check again. This roof structure, this ridge is also on this side of the building, and they look very good. Okay, so next is just for this two. We actually, just do the same thing. Okay. So same thing. The hip is on the hip. The ridge is this part. Ridge is on this hip. So start from this hip and draw a parallel line with this side of building. Connect to the corresponding footprint. As you can see, it also matched on the right view. Matched. Matched. Right? Very easy and very beautiful. So lastly, this side of the building. Same thing. You need to hold your mouse on the hip until it turns to blue, and make sure they're parallel. Goes to connect to the footprint. Okay, I think so. And also don't forget about this side of the roof. Okay, let's connect them. So now they're basically done. Okay, I think if you look carefully, guys, I actually made a mistake here. Yes, you just need to press 9, and this line will draw like this. Okay, but you cannot draw a line by using S. It will not exist. You have to draw a rectangle at this by using the S. So if you look carefully, guys, I actually made a mistake here. This level, as you can see, this roof structure, didn't match very well, right? It didn't match very well. Why is that? Why is that? So it's because this structure, okay, guys, this structure is actually lower than the main part. So that is when we need to draw the broaderation for the building, for this part of the building. Okay? So we need to draw a broaderation for this part of the building to make it lower so we can make it more better.
Drag.
So how to do that? So when we found it out, when we made a mistake, for the broaderation, then we can just cut it out. Press T, I just cut this part out. And then I hold my mouse on the shirt line, hold ALT to adjust it.
Oh shoot.
Okay, I'll just delete this panel first. And make sure I will adjust the height to match it on the right view. Okay, so now this is matched. So after this is done, then let me see. I think I just deleted this part, right? So we can make it up by just drawing like this. Okay, after we make it up, then it's quite interesting. So same thing, let's draw the roof ridge. It's on this hip. So move the mouse hold my mouse on the hip and draw the parallel line with this side of the building. Then let's connect it to the broaderation, which is lower, like this. And as you can see, this part, this roof panel, is actually inserted into this one. And I will give you guys more demonstration of this part. So let me finish this first. So now, as you can see, this part, let's press Q to review. This part is this roof panel, part of it is inside this roof panel. Okay, so when we face that, when we have this such situation, then we need to use the face split tool, which is this one that I was saying in the tool introduction. This one, face split. Face split. So for the face split, it's when there are two surfaces that are, conflicted, or we can say the two surfaces are inserted each other, like this one. So if you, I hope you can understand this. So we just need to select these two, the surfaces that are, inserted. Then press this button. I select this one, and this one. There's two surfaces, and then I press this button, face split. Let me see. Yeah. So now, as you can see, this roof, this roof is actually divided. This roof is actually divided, right? It's divided into different parts. Let me see, how can I give you guys a better demonstration? So this one was a big one, right? This one was a big one that I just drew before, right? But now, as you can see, when I click on it, there's only part of the roof is here. And why? It's because this part of the roof is deleted, is split by this tool. Okay, and this split part is this part is split it by the two surfaces on the broaderation of the building. And as you can see, I can just delete it. I can just delete it, and for this part, and this in the other part, right? And I can, I think I can just hold it there. So after it's split it, now we can delete these two parts and draw the building better, draw the roof part better, because all the points are on the surface now. So we can draw it better. As you can see, this roof panel has demonstrated on what is in the real life precisely, right? It goes to down there, it goes to there, then it make a turn into the lower part, just like this. So that's how that's how the face split works. Same thing for this part. We can just do like this. We can just connect the points like this, and it will reflect on the actual roof better. Let me turn into this mode. As you can see, this one goes to this bottom of this roof, and then made a twist on the bottom of this broaderation. So this is actually, very advanced scale, and this requires you have a very good spatial thinking ability to imagine how the roof is actually exist in the real life. Okay, so this is actually a very a very difficult case when it comes to the broad duration that you need to use the base speed and to give you that. Okay, let me see the kickback arrow. Where is it? I think it's caused by the previous operation, but let me check again. I think it's a system error. When I click on it, it didn't zoom into anywhere, which means I think there's no kickback error. All right, and I think that's all. I think that's all for this building. So for the broad duration building, guys, when there are two roof panels that are inserted, that are complicated, that are like one is inserted into another one. I'm not sure if you can understand this. Let me try to make another example. So for example, once this is one surface, this is one surface, okay, and this is another one. So these two surfaces, they are inserted, and when they are inserted, we need to select them all and use the base split tool and here to split them, which will which will split the part that is behind the building. All right. So the part is behind the building. They will be splitted, and we can select this part is behind the building and delete it. So you will look, and the roof panel that you are drawing will be much straightforward, and you will look like this, and the roof panel will be look like better. Okay, so I'm not sure I put it very clear or you guys have understood it, but you can practice, you can try it, in your actual task, and you can find it out. It's actually very useful to understand that. Okay, as for this building, guys, it's in this training document for the complicated building. You can check it out there. Okay. So I think that's all for my training session for today. I'm probably gonna hold another one later this afternoon, and to discuss more examples. And if there are new audience, I'm going to go through the basic introduction again. So you guys, we can. So that's all for the introduction and some case study on the 3D roof project. If you guys have any question, you can ask me now, and I can help you guys at this moment. I don't think you need a very good video card. You just a regular one. It's good. You can try it out. I'm not quite sure this project requires for higher PC specs than previous ones. You can try it out. If it lags, if it doesn't work, you can let me know. Give me your screen video, record your screen, and send me the log file. Yes, I actually have training tab for this. You can practice on your own. Okay. So setting up the 3D roof is actually very easy. I have included in the training document, and you can just follow it one by one. All right. Yeah, the benchmark of this one is about 75 seconds per roof panel. Okay, it's based on the roof panel. It's about 75 seconds per roof panel. The speed I am doing is about 40 seconds per roof panel. It's based on the roof panel, guys. Some of building may be very difficult. So they will have a lot of roof panel. So it will be more money earning. Okay. Okay, so after you have done, so guys, after you have set up the software, okay, how can you count the software? How can you count the roof panel? It's a very good question. So let me show you guys how can you count the software. How can you count the roof panel? So this one that I just did, okay, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 here, 12, 13, 14, this one, 15, and 17, sorry, 16. So there are 16 panels here, and I have around 16 minutes to finish this. So it's actually not too bad, right? And for this one, there are more panels. Okay, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. I think there's around 22 panels on this one. So this one is much more, money earning, and same thing for others. Okay, so the more complicated building, it will be more money earning. So after you set up the software, guys, you can log in to your filter account. Or guys, you can log in to your filter account.
Filter account.
And open from here. Log in to your filter account. And input 10,008 for project ID. 1008, okay, and the cut size should be limited to 1. So that's this is how you set. That's how you can practice. Okay, this is a practice tab for everyone to do. Okay, and when you get a task, guys, don't need to submit in a hurry. In one task, there are multiple buildings here. And if you get a task that has already a blue building, a finished building there, you can delete it. Okay, you can delete it and redo it again. And also, you don't need to submit. You can also practice on other buildings in the task. Okay, just practice on other buildings. And if the building, the one the neighbor has done, you can just report. Let me see if I can report the neighbor. So if I can report neighbor, generate report. Edit. Mark, do you know how to report it? Have you tried it? Yeah, let's see. Okay, missed building. Just report anything and just submit the report. Report this one. So I'm trying to report the building. It says no intersect. I'm not sure. So for if you cannot report, no, it's not a good idea. So when you get a general report here, how can you make a comment? Mark, do you know that?
Yes. I was able to try generating a report.
Okay, here.
So it's
Okay.
still the same.
Yeah, I reported. So you can just, you need to generate a report first. You need to generate a report first. Then you need to make a comment on the building you want to report, and then you just submit the report. Then it will be gone, and then you can just do the building on the task to practice. Okay, and also as you can see on the red image, for example, this building has a better view on the red image, right? So guys, just flip it to the left one, and then you can draw it on the left one. Okay? So remember before you start, make sure you review all the video, you check the document first, and then you can start practicing. Otherwise, you are practicing nothing because you will have no idea what to do. Okay? Do you understand it, guys? Okay, I think that's all for now. That's that's all for today, and let's call it a good session. Goodbye, guys.